So what is Visual Composer? It is a drag and drop page builder for your WordPress site. When we say drag and drop, we literally mean drag and drop. You can place things where you want it, the layout of your page, it's all up to you. It's not only user-friendly for the owner of the site, but it also makes it easier for the developers to design new pages and their layouts. So where do we start? Once the plugin has been installed and activated, go to your pages, click on your pages, and you can create a new one, you can add a new page, or edit a page that you already have. So once you choose the page, we have a test page for this. Once you choose your page, edit the page, and when upon arriving to edit your page, you'll see this Visual Composer section here by the title. You have the options of Backend Editor or Frontend Editor. Backend is making edits in the original page editor that WordPress gives you, which is this area. You make all your changes on here, and the front end is actually like the live editor of your page. So you can have your page, click on Front End Editor, and it'll actually take you to your page where you can add new elements, new rows live on your page. But for now, we're just going to use the Backend Editor. The Visual Composer website actually has a really good tutorial on the Front End Editor. But we're going to use the Backend Editor. To activate it, just click on the Backend Editor button, and Visual Composer will pop up. From here, we can choose you can add an element, add row, choose a template that you already have, we'll explain that later, and go to your Frontend Editor. For now, let's do add row, and you'll see it pop up. Over here on the right, there's a pencil, some papers, and the X. This will edit your row. You can clone your row, like duplicate it, and this is to delete it. And then over here is the column layout. Right now it's just a one column layout. If you hover over this, it gives you the different column options. Two, a big one, and like a little second, 3 column, and 4 column, and a couple others. But for now, let's say we want to do like a picture, some text, and another picture. So we'll choose the 3 column layout, and it'll separate your row into 3 columns. So for the first one, let's click on this plus sign, and all the elements will pop up. There's a lot there to go through, so I would kind of encourage you to check them all out and see what they do, and just kind of get familiar with them. And there's a lot that you can use, and there's a lot of them are very good. So for now, let's just do the single image. That's a common one that you'll probably use. You can give a title to this section that will appear above the column that you, or this section, like the single image section that you choose. So click on the green plus sign where it says image, and you can choose it. You can choose an image from your library, or you can go to upload files and select a file, and you can upload one from your computer if you haven't done that already. For now, we'll just choose a picture that's already in here. Let's choose this and click set image when you have it, and you'll see it pop up there. Below that is CSS animation. This is something that each element has when you choose an element. It's really fancy, and it's a really nice option that you can choose. What it does is when your page loads, what you have this element set at, the animation, that's what it'll do when your page loads. So if you have left to right, it'll fade in from left to right just like a little bit, and it's just really fancy. So choose left to right, or whichever you want. Image size, it gives you some examples, like the common examples, like thumbnail, medium, large, full. If you don't set anything, if you leave it empty, it'll use the thumbnail size. So let's just use large. See how that looks. Scroll down and you'll see image alignment. That's left, center, or right. The image style, you can give it a different style. I give it a shadow, rounded, give it a border. So let's just do circles, see how that looks. Scroll down, you can give a link to the image. You can tell it to go to a different page. So we'll just leave that blank if you don't want it to link anywhere. Once you have everything set, click Save, and you'll see your little element pop up in the column. So what we can do, we can actually edit the column. If you hover over the element that you did, there's a pencil, some papers, and a red X. This will edit, duplicate, and delete just like your row. So let's put another image in the right column. So duplicate your element and it'll pop up right below it. And this is where the drag and drop comes in. You can just click and drag to where you want it. So that's really nice to use. In this middle column, let's do some text. Let's give it a text block. This is where the WordPress page editor comes in. It'll pop up again. You have your visual and text tab. The visual tab is nice to use if you're just throwing some text in there, or if you're adding some like alignment to it. If you want to center align, it'll show it. It'll show it right align, stuff like that. The text tab is like, let's say you want to do a short code. Always use the text tab when you put in a short code. If you put in the visual tab, it just won't work right. So we have some text. We'll center aligned it. Let's give it maybe like a heading, kind of make it a little fancy. And then once you have that, you can scroll down to your CSS animation again. Let's do this one bottom to top and click Save. And there it'll show you where it is. So that's just kind of like the basics of the layout. You can add a lot of different things. Like you can add a new row inside a column. You can actually add another row. Like, there's just so much you can do. You can add, video. You can add like a YouTube or a Vimeo video into there. It's kind of embeds it into the website. All your different social medias. Add some text with like a separator in them that looks really nice. Accordion list. There's just like a lot that you can do. So just kind of go through them and kind of get familiar with them. So let's delete this row. We don't need this. This templates button right here. You can actually save a template. Like if you think that you're going to use this page over and over again, this layout, instead of creating the same layout over and over again, just save the current page as a template. Let's just do a test, and it'll be there for when you create another page and you bring up Visual Composer, come here to templates and click your template that you made. It's really nice to use when you have multiple pages that look the same. So there's just a lot that you can do with this. The site for Visual Composer, they actually have a video section with a lot of different videos of how to use Visual Composer, and there's just so much you can do with it, and they're constantly improving the plugin to use more and more. So once you have your page all laid out the way you want it, come over here and click Publish or Update, or whichever one it is. This one we have a draft going right now, so we'll just save the draft. But you have your page done, click Publish, or it'll say Update, and then check out your page and see how it looks.